I'm Judy Zeline, and this is the Millcreek Government Channel. Chosen International Medical Assistance distributes over 100 pieces of home health care items per week to members of our local community. Some of these items include walkers, wheelchairs, canes, shower chairs, and crutches, just to name a few of the items. Some new supply distributions are coming to Chosen, and here today to tell us about this unique transition, or should we say partnership, is Rick King, the Executive Director of Chosen, and Judy Helcom, our retired registered nurse who keeps trying to retire, and we never let her. Do you see how this works?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I say I'm never coming back, and here I am.
Thank you both for being on the program. We've got a great show for viewers today. First off, Rick is the Executive Director of Chosen. So I'd like first you to let our viewers know a little bit about Chosen.
Okay, Chosen, first of all, was established in 1969. Our founder was Dick Love. So we've been around a long time. He was a employee of the Amsco company, and he went on a trip and saw the need and came back, and kind of that's how Chosen's kind of started down the road we've been on. For years, though, we have been primarily an international ministry that has focused mostly on providing sterilizers, surgical tables, and surgical lights to Christian hospitals and clinics around the world. We have shipped to 111 different countries now that we're into. We have shipped roughly $45 million worth of supplies around the world. We're able to get ministries anything they really want, from a thermometer to an x-ray machine, but we stick our specialty are those three items that I mentioned: the sterilizers, the lights, and the tables. Sometime around about maybe 8 years ago, we started, people were dropping off wheelchairs and things like that, and I think their first intention was thinking that the wheelchairs would be going to some ministry around the world. But there are many ministries around the world that do wheelchairs. So in the world of ministries, we really try not to reinvent the wheel. So we allow them to do what they do, they allow us to do what we do, and then we work together that way.
All right.
You know. So in that process, I'm not even sure how the first phone call ever happened, but we got a phone call and someone saying, would you happen to have a wheelchair or something? Our insurance doesn't cover it, or we have sometimes it's people coming out of town and they need a wheelchair for a short period of time. So that's kind of how it all started. And then over the years, it's just increased. What has changed radically is over the last maybe 5 years, the home health care facilities around the area, like House South and those, they have caught on to this. And so their therapists now will call us and ask for their clients, because again, insurance and that, if we have all of this, and so it's as you said, it's gone from maybe years ago we're 20 a month, now we're well over 120 plus, and we can't even keep up with the demand. We turn a lot of people away.
That is amazing. Now, Judy, you're in our program. Now we're talking about Chosen, and yours are saying, Judy, our diabetes RN, is on this program. So can you tell our viewers now, I know you've been associated with Erie County Diabetes Association. So how is Chosen now stepping in to help with diabetes?
Okay, so unfortunately last November of 16, the organization realized that we could not sustain our operations. And so we said, okay, before we close our doors, we want to make sure, if at all possible, that the services that we were trying to offer, especially to the underserved in the community, might be at least partially met, okay? And so the three big things were prevention of diabetes, self-management of diabetes, and distribution of supplies. So I had some exposure to Chosen in the past, looking for some durable medical equipment for my mother-in-law. And I started looking into them more so, and I said, wow, if they're into durable medical equipment, maybe diabetes supplies. Okay, keeping in mind the underserved again, if at all possible. So I ran the idea by several people, several hospitals and stuff in the area. What do you think, you know, how this might work, whatever. There is a partnering pharmacy that we will include in our discussion today who is really excited about continuing this because we've been doing that for 13 years. Now, I'm not going to say it was just like clockwork because there are many needs, like you've mentioned. And people say, okay, but you've advertised you get these donated supplies, so I ought to be able to partake. Well, sometimes we can't continue that though, and we may not have the exact supply that you want.
Right.
So that's part of this whole, what I call a transition, is to not have it be seamless, learn step by step what has to be a little bit different. For instance, one of the things that Rick and I had to talk about is we had a nurse on staff. Okay, so a nurse delves into other things besides just handing you the piece of equipment. But that's not always possible. But we will tell the person where they can get the help in learning how to use that machine or doing whatever, you know, because they're not equipped. They don't have medical personnel there, correct? I hope I'm not speaking out of turn. But I think it can work. And again, it's like anything else, we have to evaluate it and tweak it. So I bring the experience, if you will. They tell me what their operations are like and how this will work or it may not work or how we can build on it.
So basically you're going to be able to direct people to if you give them a piece of equipment or something on who they can see and who they can meet with to help explain, well, to educate them a little bit more.
This is it.
Right?
Right. They have got to learn what the other resources are in the community and not just rely on one to be this one-stop shop. That's impossible with diabetes. It really is. So.
Okay, so now this transition from Erie County Diabetes Association to Rick's organization, Chosen, helping distribute this. Like I said, it didn't happen overnight.
Oh no, right.
And let me guess, I'm just going to take a wild guess, shot in the dark. The spearhead person was Judy Helcom.
Well, sure, because I have the vested interest over a long period of time.
I'm going to tell you, but she is here for you, viewers. I mean, she really is. As you can see, she's so passionate about healthcare, about diabetes and education, and make it easy for residents and have everything accessible.
Well, exactly. And a little side note is I can really have more of an impact, I'm feeling now, since I'm not just aligned with one particular organization.
Right.
I can speak from my experience, but say, I don't work for you and I don't work for you.
Right.
So I'm just going to share the experience, and I think that's exciting. It's exciting.
It is, but that doesn't stop her from... She always likes to put me on a spot, Rick, in these shows, and she'll say, okay, Judy, what's your number for this, or what's your number for that, or how much do you exercise?
And you
what do you eat?
Let's be honest, right? But today, he's on the hot seat. How about it?
No.
Do our best.
First off, I want to let our viewers know, how are diabetes supplies obtained for Chosen?
Through the same way that we do the durable goods, strictly right now through donations.
Okay.
You know, the way durable goods come in, and I'm assuming the same with diabetes, since that's new for us, that side. Typically, the durable good come in because somebody has at some point gotten that piece of equipment because of a health issue or that, and either they've recovered or they have passed on.
Okay.
And then most of the stuff ends up in someone's garage or somewhere, and they don't know what to do with it. So, you know, that's how we get that stuff. And so, talking with Judy, I'm assuming that's kind of how it works with the diabetes goods also, that people either maybe sometimes their medications change or things like that, and now they have this surplus they don't know what to do with. So we'll be available for that, and we're also working and looking forward, as I've said to Judy, in the future, looking for avenues, as we do even for the durable goods, for manufacturers or people that deal with that stuff that can maybe themselves have, because we have found out in the years of doing Chosen that when we were heavily into the supply into things at one point, getting supplies, you would say a hospital was making a change in the distributor of their gloves.
Okay.
And that new distributor said, well, you've got to somehow do away with the gloves you've got in stock right now. So then we would be the recipient of that.
Got it.
So I don't know if the same thing kind of happens in the diabetes, but that's how you look at it for
Right.
those donations to come in.
Right. And now, Judy, what are some of the specific considerations for donations?
You mean the items that we would be looking for? Glucose meters, test strips, lancing devices to prick the finger, lancets, the little needles.
Right.
Insulin syringes, batteries, especially, they're called C32, the little lithium button battery, because most of the meters use that. No medications, just want to insert something.
So
You
no
don't accept
insulin.
medications.
Correct,
do you, at
because
all?
you have to have a
Right.
pharmaceutical
So no
license to do that.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Correct.
got
So
it.
no medications
It's all the
at all.
supplies.
Exactly.
Diabetes
And
supplies.
important, listen closely. These supplies should be unexpired, unused, and in their original packaging.
Right.
That's very important, because when people, like someone passes on, as Rick had said, and they'll bring in a box of things, and our nurse has to be exposed to what I call hazardous material here because
Right.
of the needles, and people just throw it all in there and expect. We have to look at it first of all and say we cannot accept this.
Got it.
Okay, and just use what is in the original package, not expired. So, but those are things that people are always looking for, especially if you don't have health insurance, you're unemployed right now. People have extremely high deductibles, and some supplies might be covered, but some wouldn't.
Right.
At least we can give a little helping hand. But we can't be the only person that is considered to do this. You've got to be able to find other resources to help yourself.
But I think this is a great,
Yes.
a great project you've taken on.
Exactly.
I really appreciate it.
Right.
So, with the diabetes supplies now, now, Rick, how else are you helping to meet the home health care needs for our neighbors?
Well, not only, I guess, with the home health care things, and hopefully I'm not speaking out of turn on this, one of the other things we have partnered with just last year with a ministry that I know people have heard of in the Erie area, is the Ramps of Hope. That's another thing that we're partnering with, is going to places throughout the county, Erie and surrounding counties, that have someone that can't get in and out of their homes to go to a doctor's appointment or something of that nature. So we're part of this, ministry, helping them to put on temporary ramps to help with their health care. It's all, if you've ever really thought about it. In fact, a little story, we just did one a few weeks ago, and we're in the midst, haven't quite finished it up yet, and the woman had to go to dialysis.
Okay.
And so, typically the daughter would literally just carry her mom down the set of steps to get her in the van. And so it was kind of neat, because we didn't, like I said, it wasn't quite finished up yet, but we put planks down all of a sudden really quick, and she used it to come down, and her daughter was just so pleased that this was, and there's no cost to the recipient, to do this. And the only thing they do is sign a paper when they're done. If either they get better or they pass, whichever way it is, then we're allowed to come and reclaim that ramp, so then we can use those parts for another ramp.
else.
So that's, along with the home health care, durable goods, now we're excited about this extension of the diabetes and the ramps. We're really finding that we want people in the Erie area, all surrounding areas, to know that we're here to help, we want to help, but we're trying to stay focused on the healthcare side of things as best as we can.
You're doing a great job. But now, Rick, where do you obtain your medical equipment?
For the home health care or overall? For both? Okay.
Yeah.
On the larger items that we send internationally,
Right.
The Steris Corporation is still our largest donee.
Because isn't that how it started?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, because I know we were talking about walkers and canes and everything, but I can remember years ago because I was here. I was here when all this started, and it was sterilizers. It was the tables.
Correct.
And that was, to me, what Chosen was.
Right, and that's what we've, it's amazing still today to find people that even though we've been around 48 years now, we'll still find people that even a block away from us will come get, say, a walker or something, and they'll say, wow, we never knew you were here.
Exactly, because that's how you were marketed years ago.
Right, because we really didn't do anything for the, I hate to say it that way, we really didn't do anything for the community, but now we are. And we're very excited that we are in to help the community because our area has health needs too. And we're finding that out, as I shared with you that earlier before we started, that we're averaging over 120 pieces of items, but we're turning away more likely almost that many monthly because we don't have enough supplies to meet that need.
Wow.
So, but Steris is our biggest on the hard goods, and it's just individuals right now that they're cleaning out their closets or their whatever they may be doing with their equipment. Now, we get a lot of calls, and this could be said for people that want to donate hospital beds. The problem with hospital beds is they're big and bulky, and our facility just isn't built to store hospital beds. So we typically have to turn people down on that. But what we have started doing is if someone calls, because we'll get calls from people looking for a hospital bed, and so we take those names down, and so when someone calls with a hospital bed, we try to connect.
Oh, great idea.
So we are trying to do that with that end of things. We do work with some ministries or some philanthropic organizations in Pittsburgh that have a connection with their local Salvation Army stores and things like that will give them their overs, and they don't need as much as what our demand is. So then we'll go to Pittsburgh and get a truckload of walkers and things like that and bring it up here. We also now are using a ministry out of Indiana. The same thing, that they get this stuff in, but it's onesies and twosies, and they're not really having an outreach to their community. So they'll save it up for us, and then we get it brought in. But as we're seeing, that's not even helping us meet the need of the area.
But it's wonderful that you have access to that network of other places, to be able to say, hey, we have this need. Can you help us in any way
Correct.
with this,
And isn't it amazing when he's saying that they can't even meet the need at time? There's so much need.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
And speaking from a true consumer, as far as where do people donate things, people say that all the time. Well, I didn't know I could give it to you. We talked about this many times in the past. There is an excellent website. It is called donateerie.com. I think I sent you the link to it, where nonprofits that are in need of various things can list themselves, and the person knows, this is what I want. When I'm going to clean out my attic or whatever, I want to know who else could use this, because I don't want to throw it away.
Right.
So I think that's great to know that too.
And now your smaller medical equipment, a lot of that is obtained just by private donation.
Correct.
From individuals where they had to put a loved one maybe in a nursing facility and they didn't need it, or that they have passed on.
Right.
So they're just trying to clean things out, right?
We do still get some from the local hospitals.
Do you?
People forget their walkers,
Yes.
or a wheelchair or something like that, and they get put in a storage closet, and all of a sudden we'll get a call and say, hey, we've got all this, can you come and get it? And we work some with some of the nursing homes. Again, the person passes and that, and they just have this stuff, and the family doesn't want it, and they can only use so much, then they'll call us and ask us, if we can use it. But the big items, such as the shower chairs, shower benches, pulmonary walkers, or they're called, I've heard them also called shopping walkers, and those are the ones with the seats.
Right.
The standard walkers, bedside toilets. Those are the big demand ones.
Are they?
And those are the ones we just can't. I mean, literally, they come in and go out that quickly. Because the way we've been shared with those that are in that realm with physical therapy, and that a lot of the bathroom equipment isn't necessarily always covered by insurance. So if you need a shower chair, that you can't get through insurance. So a shower chair, yes, you can go to Walmart, maybe some of them are $30, $40, or the transfer benches, which are the larger ones that you slide, sit on and slide into your, they can range $100, $125. For some, that doesn't seem like a lot, but when you really are on a really fixed income,
Right.
or your insurance just isn't going to cover that, as you said, even the high deductibles.
Right.
It's fun. People come in and their face lights up. Most people faces, because again, there's no charge, but we will always accept a donation. And I'm amazed of the generosity of people. Even though sometimes I question, they come in and they give us, a substantially large bill, and I think to myself, well, you could have gone to Walmart maybe and spent that kind of money. But in their heart, I believe they're thinking, no, this is a blessing that you're doing, and I want to help other people.
I think so too.
Over above necessarily going to a store and buying
Right.
it.
Right.
Exactly.
So, it's
Because the money that you're getting, anything you're getting, is going right back into the program.
absolutely, absolutely. So it's fun. It's very fun to always to be able to help people and watch their faces light up. Because maybe they were really concerned how we're going to do this, or how we're going to get this wheelchair, or whatever. And what's so sad is for us is when we have to say we don't have it, because you can tell on the phone they were up here and now all of a sudden they're down here wondering, well, where are we going to get this, or how are we going to do this now? So.
But it just points out we got to do more than one venue like this to get the word out to people, even though you've been around. That was our problem. We've been around for a long time and figure everybody knows about us, but not really.
No, they don't. But now, Rick, this brings me to a question. What can we do to help Chosen in its mission?
Well, for one thing, it would be great what you're doing right now, allowing us to be on this show.
Right.
Allowing us to tell our story a little bit. We would encourage people to, that look in your garages, look in your closets. I know myself years ago when I had an ACL done, I had crutches. And then when I was done, I just kind of stuck them in a spot and they sat there. Look for those things. We're there. You can bring them to us. We try not to go pick up. We're such short staff that it's hard to do that, but we will in those cases. We will go do that. So that's a big thing. Getting the word out as much as we can get the word out that there is this place where you can bring your durable home healthcare items. Yes, we
Are there any particular items
definitely
that are the hot items?
shower chairs, transfer benches, the pulmonary or shopping walkers, the standard walkers, which is the ones with the two wheels in the front, and they have typically little glides on the back. Bedside toilets. I mean, those are ones that just seem not to be covered by insurance. I mean, it's our 90% of our phone calls are home health care needs every day, and it's just again, as I've said numerous times here, it's amazing to me how much of a need it is. And so anything anybody can do is getting biggest thing, getting the word out.
It's just a phone call. Call them if you're unsure. Say, well,
and now
probably not. And with the supplies.
Right. And now with these items, now we're adding the diabetes supplies. They're going to be very popular too. I think you're going to get those in and go right out too. So first off, let's tell our viewers, where are you located?
Our address is, of course, 3638 West 26th Street. We're right out there near the Millcreek Township building. Right next to them is the Westminster Presbyterian Church, and we sit in behind the church, basically, in a big white building. You can't really miss us. It's a fairly good sized building, although we do joke around a little bit once in a while because people will literally call sitting in our parking lot and say, "Where are you?"
We're in the building that has CHOS.
Yeah. Well, we have a big, we have newer sign. We finally, a year ago, got a sign on 26th Street now, which we're very excited about because we went years without a sign.
Right.
So now we have a sign right on the corner of Kowalski Drive right there that points back to us. So we're very excited about that because it does help people. So that's where we're at. We're in operation Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4, and Friday from 8 to 3. So they can call anytime during that time. We have pickup and deliveries for home health care items and for when we get into the diabetes side of things from 9 to 3
Okay.
During the day.
All right, so if someone has some bulky items or someone's elderly and can't lift everything or get it in their vehicle, you'll come and pick it up for them.
Absolutely, and we'll even, you drive up. I mean, we've had people, which is okay with us, call us and say, if you can't get out of your car, call the number. We got guys, we'll come out, we'll get it out of your car for you. If you've got somebody to help you get it in your car,
Right.
and now you drive up there, we'll be more than happy to come out your car and get it.
Okay, well,
So.
believe it or not, our time is at an end. I think this is great information to get out to the viewers. Chosen is right here. It's right next to the Millcreek Municipal Building. If you're not sure where it's at, give them a call, give me a call. What is the phone number again,
Of
Rick?
course, 814 area code 833-3023.
Okay. Judy, thank you for being so determined to continue helping people who have a need for supplies for diabetes. And Rick, thank you for taking this on. I really appreciate it. There's a lot of people that are really going to benefit for this.
We're excited about it. She's an animal. She really is,
She is.
I've only known her a few months, and oh my gosh, like
I've
you
known her
said,
for years,
yeah.
and she keeps trying to retire.
Yeah.
Say, oh, Judy, let's do a show.
Yeah.
So she always has great information. But Rick, thank you. It's been a pleasure talking with you today.
Thank you.
Judy, thank you for
As
coming back
always.
on the program again.
More than welcome.
Viewers, if you have any questions, please give Chosen a phone call, and they'd be glad to help you out with any of your medical needs, along with the diabetes supplies. So viewers, thank you for tuning into the Millcreek Government Channel. Until next time, have a wonderful day.
You're watching the Millcreek Government Channel, powered by WQLN Public Media.